On July 13, 2024, America watched in horror as an assassination attempt unfolded on live television. Donald Trump, then the leading presidential nominee, was addressing a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, when chaos erupted. A young man, later identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, inconceivably was perched on a nearby rooftop around 160 yards away, aimed his rifle at the former president. Shots fired. Trump reaches for his ear. An audience member falls behind him. Secret Service agents immediately swarmed Trump, pushing him away from the threat. The crowd erupted in panic as gunshots rang out. Crooks was swiftly neutralized, his body crumpling to the ground. The nation held its breath. The image of the fallen assailant seared into the collective consciousness. News outlets struggled to make sense of the chaotic scene, piecing together fragmented reports. Who was this young man? What motivated him to commit such a heinous act? And how did he manage to breach security and come so close to a former president? In the aftermath of the attempt, the country was shocked and furious. The people demanded answers. Secret Service leaders flailed in their responses. After a brutal hearing, the head of Secret Service resigned. The FBI and CIA were also stingy in their reports. Conspiracy theories erupted everywhere. Was this an inside job? A 20-year-old breached the Secret Service and local authority protective areas to get such a prime position to shoot a former president. In the immediate aftermath of the assassination attempt, the nation craved answers. Who was Thomas Matthew Crooks, and what drove him to such an extreme act? What were his political affiliations, if any? Did he act alone, or were there others who aided him in planning and executing the attack? These were questions that demanded answers, not just for the sake of satisfying public curiosity but also to ensure the safety and security of the nation. However, instead of providing clarity and reassurance, the authorities seemed to retreat into a shell of secrecy. Information about the investigation was scarce, and the few details that were released were often contradictory or incomplete. The FBI, typically eager to share updates on high-profile cases, remained tight-lipped, citing the need to protect the integrity of the investigation. The Secret Service, responsible for the protection of the president and other high-ranking officials, faced intense scrutiny over its failure to prevent the attack. How did Crooks, armed and intent on violence, manage to penetrate the layers of security surrounding a former president? Were there intelligence failures or security lapses that allowed the attack to occur? The lack of transparency from law enforcement and intelligence agencies only served to fuel speculation and distrust. Conspiracy theories flourished online, filling the void left by official silence. Some whispered that the attack was staged, a false flag operation designed to sow chaos and division. Others claimed that Crooks was a patsy, a pawn manipulated by powerful forces operating in the shadows. As the weeks turned into months, the initial shock and outrage over the assassination attempt gave way to a growing sense of unease. The lack of transparency from the authorities, particularly the FBI, fueled suspicions that something was being hidden. Rumors swirled of a cover-up, with some even suggesting that the FBI itself was obstructing the investigation. Adding fuel to the fire were reports from independent journalists and private investigators who claimed to have uncovered disturbing information about the case. Doug Hagman, a veteran investigator with a reputation for uncovering hidden truths, alleged that Crooks was part of a larger network of individuals who posed a direct threat to national security. According to Hagman, his team had uncovered evidence suggesting that Crooks was in communication with a shadowy group that had been on the FBI's radar for some time. This group, Hagman claimed, was involved in a range of criminal activities including arms trafficking, drug smuggling, and even terrorism. Hagman's allegations, if true, painted a chilling picture of a dangerous and well-connected network operating within the United States, one that had slipped through the cracks of law enforcement and posed a clear and present danger to the nation. The FBI, however, dismissed Hagman's claims as baseless speculation, accusing him of peddling conspiracy theories. The agency maintained that it was conducting a thorough and impartial investigation, but refused to provide any concrete evidence to support its assertions. This stonewalling only served to deepen the suspicions of those who believed that the FBI was hiding something. More than a year after the assassination attempt, many questions remain unanswered. The lack of transparency from the authorities, particularly the FBI, has done little to quell public concern or inspire confidence in the government's ability to protect its citizens. The case has become a lightning rod for broader anxieties about government overreach, the erosion of civil liberties, and the lack of accountability for those in positions of power. The appointment of Kash Patel as the new FBI director offered a glimmer of hope for those seeking answers. Patel, known for his outspoken nature and willingness to challenge the status quo, vowed to bring transparency to the agency and restore public trust. Whether he will be able to overcome the entrenched bureaucracy and resistance from within the FBI remains to be seen. The attempt on Donald Trump's life was a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy and the ever-present threat of political violence. It also exposed deep fissures within American society, highlighting the dangers of polarization, misinformation, and the erosion of trust in institutions. Until there is a full and transparent accounting of the events of that day, the shadow of suspicion will continue to hang over the nation. Hopefully, the blob of the deep state will give way to truth, and Americans can recover from this era of corrupt arrogance of silence. We will give you the facts as they come. This is Tiberius Bimp.